We in there? We in there? Hey, we in there. Looking good, looking good. Mic working. Vocals doing well. Alright. Alright, so this draft about to be my review and analysis of the Redskins draft. Plain and simple. I waited to do this draft review until like the official undrafted free agents came in. That's why I'm like late. But because I was not about to do a separate video for 8 little boys with no notoriety, and then the chances are only 2 or 3 of them will make the team. There's a Hail Mary chance that one of them actually would get any solid play at the time, let alone start. But y'all already know where I gotta pop it off at. This first round pick, straight steal, robbery. My boy. The answer for 2 problems, 2 birds, 1 stone. My man's Jonathan Talent, number 17 from pick 17th overall from Alabama, D tackle. Now, I'm gonna start this off by declaring all the teams that was asleep before us that had me sweating, shaking in my boots, but y'all done slipped up, crazy in the head. But I'm gonna make this quick. First, we start off with the Browns. Y'all got the best player in the draft. I give y'all that. But my boy Hunt 'em down Allen gonna show y'all what y'all missed by 2020. Definitely by then. Then the second, the Bears. Y'all don't know what y'all was doing, but that's for later discussion in another video. With the if you want a quarterback, it don't matter what picks you give up or where you pick them at. If that's your boy, that's your boy. That ain't your boy, plain and simple. Then, third, beautiful first draft for GM John Lynch, but y'all still sleep. Jacksonville, Tennessee, the Jets, Chargers, Panthers. Shout out my boy Cam Newton, Westlake in the building, Southwest Atlanta, stand up. I see you too, Pac-Man Jones. And speaking of Pac-Man Jones, the Bengals, Chiefs, Saints, Texans, Cardinals. Even though Hassan Reddick is going to be a goon, I almost cried when he went off the board. That was my boy. Still great pick. But y'all know who y'all slept on, right? Who else? The Eagles? All y'all sleep. But y'all weren't even in immediate need to get them. So I kind of understand for a few of y'all. Even though I still don't. Y'all tripping. I mean, top 2 player in the draft. But suit yourselves. But then there's the Colts. Had me scared when that Pickens popped up on I was watching it on ESPN. I was flipping back and forth, but mostly on ESPN. And y'all slept. Now you got a goon to Malik Hooker, but Jonathan Allen, sleep. Then the Ravens pick was in. I was scared. Then y'all slept too. And then the Redskins came up. And all I can remember was a flashback when we skipped Leonard Williams in the 2015 draft for Brandon Sheriff. But crazy enough, though, that actually worked out well because Brandon Sheriff has emerged as one of the best right guards in the league. And Leonard Williams is playing well, but he's asking for a lot more money than Brandon Sheriff is asking for. I'll take the lower salary cap and a bigger weakness, which used to be our offensive line. Now it's our D-line. Or matter of fact, now it ain't because we got Jonathan Allen. But nonetheless, I was sweating because Reuben Foster was there. My boy Malik McDowell. And then you know who else was there, right? My boy Jonathan Allen. Just there, just chilling. And we made the best decision I've seen the Redskins make in a long time, even though it was one of the easiest decisions they had to make. They took the best player available, who also fits 2, I repeat 2, of our strongest needs, all in one package. Pass rush, run stuff, everybody sleep. Y'all sleep. Now let me break it down before I, rant on, because let me start with the obvious, the tape. Everything is there, run stopping, clogging up lanes for running backs. He can play from the 3 tech, the 5 tech, but he can rush the passer really well. He knows how to use his hands extremely well. He gets his hands on a lineman before they can even get their hands on him. So from there, he controls what happens. Once you get your hands on somebody first, you control where they go, not the other way around. His motor is always running, and his feet are always moving. Beautiful footwork. But the effort is crazy. There's so many plays where he pursues the ball when it's on the opposite side of the field from him. And even though he doesn't always make the play, he's at least trying, which is what I love. He doesn't take plays off. He doesn't give up when the play is taken away from him and ran to the opposite side. He hawks people down, and that's his. And then his best quality has to be his football IQ. He went to Alabama as a linebacker, and you can see it in his IQ on the tape. When every play starts, he analyzes the play. Too many pass rushers, edge rushers, D linemen, period, run straight to the backfield and allow for running lanes to open up. Not Jonathan Allen. My boy Jonathan Allen stays disciplined. He assesses the situation and then immediately makes his move with quickness and power that it can't be taught. And he has the instinct that can't be taught also. Like, when he goes unblocked, rather than thinking it's Christmas and just, running straight to the backfield like an inmate that just escaped, he stays put in his assignment, looks for the ball and sniffs out the play, and then attacks, almost always making the right decision. His talent, skill, IQ, motor, effort, and athleticism are all checked off. This pick right here was God level. I woke up the next day like I know for sure we didn't actually get the man. I had to Google NFL 2017 draft just to make sure I didn't dream it. And the rest is history. You know what I'm saying? Now the Redskins didn't even hold hope of getting him because it was unfathomable at first. But somehow it became a reality. Shouts out to all the teams who didn't take him before us. Y'all the real MVPs. We owe you one. Oh, and welcome back to DC, Jonathan Sackham. It's great to see anybody play for their hometown, their dream team. I love to see that. Just like I want Westbrook to go back to LA, but that's a whole nother video. Now, next, Ryan Anderson. Now I'm gonna be honest, because when we first made this pick, I was like, wait. My boy Zach Cunningham was still out there. He's a beast. But then I saw the light, because I started to remember Zach Cunningham kind of slow, which can really be the Achilles heel of a linebacker in the NFL. But this boy Ryan Anderson, that is a football player. Even though it was a little of a reach, picking him at the 49th pick overall. Some people had him, ranked on their big board as like 70s or whatever. But that's basically to say he wasn't going to be available for his next round. And the next round, we're going to get to that later. But, he's going to produce. I feel like he's going to be an instant starter for us, especially since Preston Smith being, inconsistent, dominant at times, but inconsistent. And then Trent Murphy's sloppy neck suspended off of something. I saw the suspension. I didn't want to read the article, so I don't even remember what he's suspended for. I think it's drugs, but I was too angry to keep looking at it. But my boy Ryan Anderson gonna earn that starting job, and I feel like he's gonna keep it. Even when Trent come back, I feel like he's gonna keep it, and here is why. He's got all the intangibles, just like Jonathan Allen. Winning mentality. They both come from Alabama. They're not used to losing. They're not gonna just accept failure. They're gonna make everybody around them better and have higher expectations. I love that. Love intangibles. And he also has a very high IQ. Even though he doesn't have the greatest speed, the longest arms, the most athleticism, all of that, his tape shows he always finds the way to get it done. I don't care about all that combine stuff. When you look at somebody on tape and they're always there where the play is to be made, always the one making the tackle, always, keeping the edge, making sure the, running plays stay inside. I'm impressed by that. I don't care about all of that, fancy 40 time and lifting weights. All of that at the end of the day doesn't matter. It actually becomes a distraction some of the time, as you start to go through the draft process as months linger. You just start putting people, mix and matching your top boys because of people's 40 times. But you forget the whole purpose of all this, and that's the actual football. And my boy Ryan Anderson checks off that box. He's a great tackler, great run stopper, not the best pass rusher, but he had 8.5 sacks last year. So that's film, that's stats, he's doing it. But what I love most is his attitude. Buddy said he hates when people are smiling at practice and he hates all opponents. Now that is what the Redskins need. Straight dogs. We need mean people that are mean to other teams and attack them like they hate them. Get that blocker off you like he said something about your mother. Tackle that running back like he stole your Xbox. Slump up that quarterback like he's taking food off your plate. Play angry and with a purpose. And he does that. Jonathan Allen and Ryan Anderson's high expectations, endless effort, and angry play style is going to become infectious for our whole team. I love it. I love the energy. I love this pick. Now moving on to the third round. Y'all already see I'm going to zoom in on this name just in case y'all forgot about my boy Fabian Moreau out of UCLA. Let me zoom up because y'all sleep. Y'all sleep. If y'all don't know this man right here, y'all really sleep. Now, I was seeing him slide as the draft continued on day 2 all the way into the 3rd round. I was on my Xbox party chat, first of all, with the Steelers and a 49ers fan. And, they wanted him too. And we were basically talking about all the people that were fired and that were still available and everybody sleep. Like, yo, what's his face is still there and all of that. Going on and on like, man, y'all people sleep on such and such. But the one name I refuse to say out loud because I didn't want to jinx it, my boy Fabian Moreau. Boy, y'all sleep, boy. No takebacks, boy. It's too late for everybody. Y'all can't renege now. Pure first round corner talent coming straight out of, zoom in over here, hold up, UCLA. Y'all already know. Same thing as Westbrook. We ain't gonna talk about that. Mr. Lockup. After he recovers from that pectoral injury from his chest, just in case some of y'all don't know what a pectoral is, he sustained while messing with them weights in his little pro day or whatever. He gonna lock up Odell. That's plain and simple. Odell, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Dez Bryant, all of them boys. He the answer for all of them. Him and Josh Norman are gonna scare quarterbacks for years. I know Josh Norman up there in age, so we're gonna have to get a replacement for him soon. But right now, as soon as Fabian Moreau is healthy, it's over with for all of y'all, boy. That cornerback tandem is gonna be nasty when Fabian is 100%. Just watch the tape. Just please go watch the tape. Redskins fans should be extremely ecstatic about this pick. One of the biggest steals in the draft, which I'll discuss in another video of all the steals and the reaches. I'm going to do a later video about that. But, the Redskins had so many steals this draft. It made me think to even make this video. What motivated me to do this video was how many steals we was getting. This would be the Redskins' biggest steal in the draft. Some people had this. I saw on NFL Network, Bucky Brooks and I forgot what's his face was talking about this was the second best steal period in the draft from any team. But I feel like the Jonathan Allen, top 2 player, pick 17. But Fabian Moreau, boy, a former running back, 6 feet. How much he weigh, man? Somewhere in the 200, 206 pounds, and then he ran a 4.35 40 time. I know I said something about stats earlier, but Fabian Moreau got the film and the stats. Hold up. This man was faster than Mr. Underrated Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Obi Melifonwu, faster than any other dominant corner or safety in this draft. That's including Jamal Adams, Malik Hooker with all that range. Only 3 people in the whole combine ran faster than him. My boy Darrell Green, eventually known as the fastest player in football. Hail to the Redskins. Let me bring that up for y'all because y'all need to see this. Hold up. Hail to the Redskins. Only ran a 4.43 in his 40 time. Y'all sleep, man. Hold up. Y'all know y'all done messed up, right? Y'all know y'all really done messed up. He's still learning the game because he's relatively new to the position. But he's going to grow into a Pro Bowl corner. Just that's off rip. I'm putting that on, y'all. I'm stamping that right there. I'm standing behind it. I just love how he's able to jam receivers and throw them off of their routes. That's one of my favorite features of his game. He's not just sitting back waiting for a receiver to come to him and then just trying to follow him. he could do that too, miss the lockup. But he's on your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of corners are not even strong enough or confident enough in their speed to jam receivers. But my boy Fabian runs a 4.35. He can always catch the receiver. I'm expecting Fabian to play like an Xavier Rhodes in Minnesota, maybe better, with the press, and he's also has the great acceleration. And as previously mentioned, he got the crazy recovery speed. He also has the strength to break up catches that land in wide receivers' hands. I love that because the route and everything can be perfect. The quarterback can be on time, everything. But Fabian Moreau is just gonna knock it out the wide receiver's hands after he catch it. That's like the last resort, and he has that too. Then he also has pretty good tackling skills, and defensive back tackling has plagued the Redskins since I can remember, boy. We've been sweet with the tackling, boy. It's been a struggle. And another great quality he has that can't be taught is the flexibility in his hips. He has fluidity. I'm tripping. He has fluidity in his ability to change direction, and he mirrors wide receiver movements. Speed doesn't matter when you can't move your hips. You know what I'm saying? He has the complete package to be a corner that can guard any receiver on any team. We not worried about no little pectoral injury. He gonna be somebody, and that's on everything. Now, we gonna get to this next pick because it's another little steal right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay humble, but the Redskins, killed the draft. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, all y'all teams slept the whole draft. I mean, a few of y'all, I'm gonna get to that in another video. A few of y'all had some beautiful drafts. Some of y'all, I might even say had depending on your opinion, had better drafts than us. But we had an A draft. That's off rip. But I'm gonna get to the next boy, Samaje Perine. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Is it French? Samaje Perine. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce buddy name. But moving on, another steal. Not as much as Fabian and Jonathan Allen and Josh Harvey-Clemons, who I'm gonna talk about later, but a steal nonetheless. He's basically Fat Rob. Our boy from last year. He was clearly our best running back last year. But Samaje is just a little bit faster. I would have loved to get a different kind of rusher, because now we basically have two of the same guy. And then we just have Chris Johnson, who's the third option running back, the speedy pass catching running back, dynamic and all of that. But I still like this pick anyway. First of all, it moves Matt Jones' fumbling ass down the depth chart even further. But I'll go deeper into that in my future Redskins depth chart analysis and offseason moves that need to be made video. That'll come up later. But secondly, he just fire. Boy just fire. Buddy, how he have a 400-yard rushing game? Who does that? How? He got my stamp of approval just off that, off rip. He has this huge star in his resume. You applying for a football job, you just tell him I ran for 400 yards in college. You know what I'm saying? It's not even little high school Pee Wee league or nothing. He ran for 400 in college. And he was sharing starting time with Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon was considered top 3 running back in the draft if it wasn't for all the off-field stuff. So and he still managed to show you tape. He doesn't have better tape and a larger resume than Joe Mixon, but I do feel like he has potential to grow. And the fact that he was even taking touches from Joe Mixon just shows that he's deserving of a role in the NFL. He's an extremely strong runner, always falls forward. I love that about running backs. That's why I used to love Alfred Morris so much, and that's why I still love Fat Rob. Samaje can also block well and pass catch a little bit. It's not Christian McCaffrey, but it is definitely better than what we assume Leonard Fournette can do. Even though Leonard Fournette doesn't have much film on pass catching, so we can't exactly judge him on that yet. But he also has more speed than people assume. He has a little bit of deceptive speed, but his strength is his strength, plain and simple. Arm tackles, you're not taking boy down. That's plain and simple. His pad level is almost always lower than his would-be tacklers. He's also decisive and does not waste much time or steps. And he has some quality vision. And I did mention he can catch, right? So, he can do some defenses dirty on some screenplays, And he's willing and effective at blocking. He can easily be a 3-down back. But with the running back committee we have, he's going to share snaps. That's just how it's going to be. And, his weaknesses is speed. And he's not the best pass catcher or blocker. But the more I think about this pick, the more I love it. And apparently the Redskins love this man even more than I did. It's reported that the Skins had him only ranked behind McCaffrey, Dalvin, and Leonard on their little big board they had going. So apparently they got their man. And in the 4th round, that's crazy. That's a lot of value. I know the Redskins were salivating when our pick was coming up and he was there, man. Somebody in a suit was in full sprint to turn this pick in. As soon as the whoever picked before his pick was in, I know somebody was full sprint to turn this pick in because apparently the Redskins love this man. Now, a pick I don't like anywhere near as much as any other pick out of this whole thing. My boy right here, man. Monte Nicholson. Matter of fact, y'all boy. I don't exactly understand this pick. He's hyped because of his size and his test results from the combine and pro day. 6'2", 212 pounds, ran a 4.42 on his 40. That all sounds great. But then you go on the tape and you like, where the hell all them stats go? Like, where that 4.42 speed go? Like, where that 6'2", 212 frame go? Like, why is it not showing up on tape? His tackling is a super struggle. I ain't even a little mad about this pick. I'm big mad. Like, we passed on Desmond King for old dude. Desmond was projected in the first, rounds 1 and 2 until his draft stock started plummeting. I'm still not exactly sure why his draft stock started plummeting. I definitely still take my boy Desmond King in the 4th. Even though my boy Josh Harvey-Clemons, who we got later and who I'm going to talk about later, was available. But at the end of the day, safeties were flying off the board. The Jets, hold on, time out. The Jets was hating. Straight player hating like Silky Johnson and them boys. They took 2 safeties with their first 2 picks. Like, why? Why? Safety is not even a premium position. Quarterback and edge rushers who get to the other team quarterbacks are. And they already have 2 serviceable safeties to begin with. Don't get me wrong. Now, Jamal Adams was a hell of a pick. He's going to be an all-pro in no time, Pro Bowl for years to come. I don't like to talk about Hall of Fame straight from the draft, but, he got all the potential in the world. But after you got him, you got his little mini-me Marcus Mate. Like, why? Like, there's only but so many great safeties in this draft. And y'all took 2 while y'all have so many offensive problems like, quarterback, And even though, we wouldn't have gotten Marcus, it would have set off a domino effect of safeties falling further and further, and we could have gotten a higher quality safety at this pick. But, it's spoiled milk. I hope he come out and ball and shut me up, though, man. I hope this boy Monte Nicholson come out and just show everybody up. Please shut me up. Tell me to have 2 seats, please. But that's all I got for him. I'll move on to Jeremy Sprinkle, boy, out of Arkansas. And, first of all, we got this pick from the Saints. Y'all can see that right there. But now y'all know Arkansas produces tough and physical blockers, even from their tight ends. Y'all seen my boy Hunter Henry go to San Diego last year and produce, right? Now my boy Jeremy Sprinkle, I wouldn't consider him as great of a receiving tight end, but he's definitely a better blocker in my opinion. He's already our best inline tight end just off draft day. He hadn't even practiced with us yet. Not even little mini camps or OTAs. He's off rip our best inline tight end. And, he could play some tackle if necessary. That's how great his blocking is. And he's definitely one of the best blocking tight ends just period in this draft. He's going to complement Jordan Reed in 2 tight end sets very well. But don't get me wrong, he can be effective as a receiving tight end. At 6'5", weighing 252, with the arm length and hand size of an NFL tackle, his frame gives him opportunity to put on more weight and muscle in his, upper and lower body. And adding this weight will only enhance his effectiveness at both receiving and blocking, especially blocking. And what I really like about him is his ability to sell his blocking. It didn't go out for a route, leaving defenders looking stupid and scrambling like, where does extra eligible receiver come from, Also, he doesn't have much acceleration speed, but it's pretty fast for his size once he starts to pick up his stride. And he has a lot more control for his size than people would expect. So he can be molded into a better receiver under the, Jordan Reed School of Teaching. He's already a great red zone threat, but he can be made into a red zone nightmare. And, I think he's going to be better than Larry Donald. And the Redskins know who I'm talking about. That's the boy from the Giants that caught 3 touchdowns on us in 2014s in one game. And I think Jeremy Sprinkle can be better than him. So this is a great value pick. And, it wasn't one of our top needs, of course, but this is still such a great pick and in such a late round. I still love the pick. Now moving on to my boy Chase. R-word. I'm not even gonna try that one, boy. I think he French. Chase or Chase Roullier or whatever French. I don't know. I like this pick. Redskins need a quality center with Spencer Long not being bad, but also not being great. Spencer Long is serviceable. So, if we don't get anything out of Chase, we don't lose much considering how late the pick is, being in the 6th round. And Spencer Long is also on his last year of his contract. So hopefully Chase can pan out and show signs of becoming a serviceable starter by the end of this year. If not, we'll re-sign Spencer Long and keep Chase as a backup, let him mature further. We can't ask for too much out of this man. I mean, it's a 6th round pick. But if Chase turns out to be great, then beautiful. If he's poo, it's like, 5th round pick. 6th round pick, my fault, We didn't lose much. And, I've been looking around. Because, of course, I didn't watch much tape on him. Wyoming. I watch offensive lineman tape, but I don't watch Wyoming offensive lineman tape like that. I've been watching tape on him ever since we drafted him. But Pro Football Focus has said that he's one of the best mid-round gems to them. I can see that considering he only allowed 14 total QB pressures out of 882 attempts over the last 2 years in Wyoming. So he gets the job done some way, somehow. Also, your boy Chase has a degree in mechanical engineering. So learning defense won't even be a sweat. That's light work for him. You know how that goes. He also has a lot of effort and toughness. And a little known fact, he was picked 199th overall. You know who else was picked 199th overall? Tom Brady. Hold up. Now let's hope that's a lucky number and we get the same amount of potential and upside from him as Tom Brady. But just, like the offensive lineman equivalent. But man, that's a lucky number right there, boy. That boy gonna be somebody. But from what I've seen, though, his problems will come from his short arms and his lack of experience against high-caliber defensive linemen while playing for Wyoming. He just doesn't have the great athleticism you might want in a starting offensive lineman. But the pass rush of our division rivals isn't too great. Fletcher Cox do some damage. The Giants and Olivier Vernon do some damage. I'm not worried about the Cowboys no more. So it's not, it wasn't a huge need. So this pick was alright, not much risk, only upside, and apparently to a lot of people, a lot of upside, even though I haven't seen it yet. But maybe it's because of his T-Rex arms, I just can't get over it. But next pick, my boy, straight from down the street at Georgia State, about like 15 minutes away. Great pick, my boy, Robert Davis, wide receiver, 6'3", 219. 6th round, late 6th round. Everybody that passed up on him, sleep. Very underrated as a receiver. He didn't play much against great competition. He played for Georgia State. They just got a team like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember when they got it. They had them little shirts that said still undefeated. that was funny because they ain't even play a game yet. So it was technically true. They was undefeated. They was winless too. but I ain't gonna hold him. He, but even though with the lack of heavy competition, he did exactly what you want him to do in that situation, and that's produce and put up great numbers. 6'3", 219, and runs a 4.44 with that size. That's crazy. He's a great athlete. That's shown in the stats, and it's shown in the tape. I don't really like combine and pro day stats too much. I don't feed into it too much. I like tape, and he just really needs to work on his route running because the athleticism is there. And I would definitely consider his route running his biggest weakness. He sometimes uses his athleticism to bail himself out and make catches that are well defended, which is kind of like a Mike Williams-y. He's just not that good. So that can be a good and a bad thing because I prefer him to get the separation to be open and make easier catches, But can any of you guess who Georgia State's quarterback was last year? Anybody? No? Exactly. So he put up these numbers in spite of the talent around him. He had 998 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns in 12 games. With the length of, an NFL schedule. Oh, my boy June online. I'm going to join the party later. You know how that go. Everybody chilling. Everybody chilling. Okay. But, with the length of an NFL schedule equivalent, which is 16 games in a season, he would have easily cleared 1,000 yards receiving, and maybe even eclipsed 1,500 for 8 yards. That's just wishful thinking because you can't really think like that. But and you still have to take into the account of the defensive backs he played against, which weren't elite and not top-notch talent. But his highlight tape looks like he the GOAT, plain and simple. But highlight tapes make anybody look fine. But I see potential. And he will not be pressured to start immediately with our already solid receiving core, which I can't wait to get into because people sleep. I'm going to get into that in the video when I review the Redskins depth chart and what we need to do before the season starts. But he's going to be great down the line. And, years from now, people will look back and be like, where did this guy come from? Why did he get picked so late? And I feel like it's a great pick for value this late in the draft. Jay Gruden said, I saw somewhere that this is the man he's expecting to show everybody up. Like he's the biggest steal to him, I think. Some way they worded it like Jay Gruden's expecting great things from him, basically. That's all I'm trying to say. But the next pick, man, y'all boys done messed up. Y'all see these stats? Y'all see that size? Bro, we gonna get into that. Hold up. My boy from Valdosta down there in South Georgia. We up here in North Georgia and Atlanta, but it's cool, bro. Same people. Y'all use the same lingo as us. We brothers. I've been rooting for him for a while. He used to go to Georgia, but his repetitive off-field issues, like failing drug tests several times, cost him the scholarship to Georgia. And Louisville was like, how I'm feeling right now. Shoot, if y'all don't want him, we'll take him. And I can see why, man. This man has so much talent. He played for an underachieving defense in Louisville last year, and he does not deserve to be judged by this. He is 5, just straight like that. And he's listed as a linebacker right now, inside linebacker, but I feel like he's going to eventually become a safety, like how he played in college, more of maybe like a box safety. He's definitely going to be a strong safety. Free safety's out of the question. He ain't even got the range for that. And he definitely doesn't have the weight to play linebacker, coming in at 217. But he's 6'4", which is also tall for a linebacker and a safety. So he's just weird. And he has crazy size and arm length. His arm length is crazy. And he utilizes all of his athleticism very well. Being a great tackler with Space Jam final dunk length arms. That boy that thing's stretchy, boy. He looked like the 2K demigod in 2K16 when players, you made your arms as long as possible. You could tie your shoelaces without bending over. His man is a tree branch built looking self, but I appreciate it. He also has great hip flexibility, which makes his tackling and coverage skills far better than people expect from somebody with his height. And I love it too. The Redskins went after, DBs that have great hip flexibility. And people do not emphasize how important this is enough when considering draft prospects. Hips matter so much in the NFL, especially. In college, you can kind of get away with it if you have instinct, if you have speed. In the NFL, you have to have hips. But, beyond just the hips, if well taught, he picks up a little weight, I feel like he could be the next Cam Chancellor, man. I don't really dive into comparisons like that, but when I saw we got him, because I remembered him, I was like, Josh Harvey-Clemons, I remember that name. Like, he was fine at Georgia. He was supposed to be. And then I was looking into it. I was like, man, y'all done messed up. Now, his weaknesses are pursuit tackling, like the angles he takes, and also, of course, his inability to get his life together, failing drug tests. So that's the main reason he slid as far as he did. People just don't like off the field issues. I appreciate the Redskins taking the risk though, but if he can avoid getting suspended and just, staying off the wee like Stephen A. Smith be doing, he has the potential to be one of the biggest steals we got this year, period. And one of the biggest steals in the entire draft. Just straight like that. And I just don't know how we keep getting these tweeners. That's that's one of the very few problems I have with it. Because now we got Seward Cravens, who's too small for linebacker, too big, kind of too slow for safety. But we're going to move him at strong safety. Then we picked up DJ Swearinger from the Cardinals. Now he's 5. But we about to try him at free safety. When he's naturally a strong safety, that's what he's played most of his career. He plays spots at free safety, but now we about to make him a full-on free safety starter, and that's too much to ask for. So Redskins, I just wish y'all did a better job in acquiring somebody that can have some kind of just range and closeout speed or something, because we need free safety help bad. I don't know what D'Angelo Hall about to do. He might run it, but he can't make it, past week 1. He sneezed and he out for season. That's my boy, though. D'Angelo Hall was real for the Falcons. I still appreciate him. Hopefully he can get it together for us. But, back to Josh Harvey-Clemons. We still have safety concerns, especially free safety like I just said. But I love this pick because he's one of my favorite players in the draft, period. And the fact that he went this late all the way into the 7th round. Y'all see this? Pick 230? Well, y'all, man. Y'all sleep. Definitely day 2 worthy talent. Maybe better potential-wise. Y'all watch out for my boy. Y'all going to be seeing his name later. Now, my boy Joshua Holsey. I ain't even going to hold y'all. I am not going to lie. I did not know a thing about Buddy right here, to be completely honest, until after we drafted him. And I started looking him up after the draft. I couldn't get too much on him. I listened to his interview with Inside the Huddle with, Doc and Brian and all of them. And his interview went well, but you can't really tell how great somebody gonna be off an interview. But apparently, without tearing his ACL twice, he was supposed to be really good. And he plays bigger than his size. He has picked off the future rookie in Deshaun Watson, future rookie of the year, excuse me. And that's good enough for me. That's all I need. You picked off Deshaun Watson. Hey, for the 7th round, you doing something better than a lot of people picked behind, in front of him. So, hey, I hope it works out. I hope he can stay healthy. I just want a little bit of contribution from him. With the upside he has, I like this pick too. It's not the same as, my boy Josh Harvey, Robert Davis, or any of these people besides Monte Nicholson for real. But, still a really good pick to me, man. As long as you're in the SEC and you're playing against great competition, I'll respect it. All right, so now I'm going to get into the undrafted free agents, and I don't feel like Googling all that. Y'all can, whatever. My boy... matter of fact, y'all boy, James Quick is one of them. We got 8 undrafted free agent signings. And I was so mad when I saw this, man, because, apparently, to articles I've been seeing, he's supposed to be our most notable signee. I guess he has the highest chance of succeeding out of all 8 of them. And if that's so, then the rest of these signees have no hope. Because this man single-handedly lost the game for Louisville. And I mean, I was mad like Lamar Jackson was my favorite player ever. I mean, to be honest, I was pissed, man. That man James Quick could have easily have gotten the first down, or even a touchdown if he cared enough. And Lamar Jackson was pissed too. You saw him. Y'all can go back and look at that man. That man James Quick, he just gave up on the whole game. I don't know what was wrong with him. That man didn't put his life on the line. He could have easily have gotten the first down, maybe even the touchdown. And it's sad too because, you know, considering his name is James Quick and all, the boy ain't quick. Man ran a 4.6. Like how? Like he needs that last name taken away. Like his jersey should just be blank on the back whenever he plays, and he just got to earn each letter back separately. He got to do something to earn each letter, starting with Q. And what's sad is we have another man on our team with the last name Quick that ain't quick. And that's Brian Quick from the Rams. And the Rams receiving core was poo the past since like Torrey Holt and them and Isaac Bruce. So the fact that the Rams released him shows how bad he is. I'm just tired of us. We have reached our quota and our maximum of having folks with the last name Quick that's not quick. Like it's this, y'all just bringing bad luck and bad juju to the team, right? It's just bad energy. But we also got a man named Brandon Banks, D lineman out of Charlotte. Tyler Catalina, guard from Georgia. I love anybody from Georgia. Levin Jacobs, wide receiver from Maryland. Anybody from Maryland, I'll take too. Second home. Kyle Callis, guard from Michigan. I guess Quason could tell me, my Steelers, Lakers, Michigan friend who I'm going to have in some videos later. I guess he could tell me about him. I don't know nothing. Zach Pascal, wide receiver out of Old Dominion. I don't even know where that is. It's Andre, but with an O in the beginning. Is it Andre? Pickens, D lineman out of Texas Tech. And then Fish Smithson, safety out of Kansas. That's the team that wear. They known for basketball and football. Hey, shoot, I'll take it. Hey, you know, I don't know much about these dudes. I just listed off, but I love the idea of signing a lot of wide receivers and defensive backs because it creates more of a competitive environment, and it gives our talented players some high energy. This is how I'm gonna feed my family. These people that are trying to make the team are gonna take practice as seriously as anybody else. They're going to be there as long as anybody else. They're going to be out there with the most energy, enthusiasm, and toughness, trying to prove that they deserve to make the roster. They got family to feed, They just trying to make the cut. And so they're going to make people that we drafted sooner in the draft and, people who are pretty much solidified starting spots, they're going to put pressure on them. They're going to make them play even better because, they just competing. You don't want to get shown out from a dude that, wasn't even with that barely made the team. So I just like the competitive energy that it's bringing, especially for the, like I said, the wide receivers and the defensive backs. But, with our weakest point on the offensive line being left guard, I like the signing of two guards like that I listed. And I always love D-line competition. That can't hurt. You never know if somebody can emerge as a steal and a starter from this group. Especially, right now, D-line wise, after Chris Baker left this offseason, my boy from Terrence Knighton that we got from Denver 2 years ago that left last year. Our defensive line kind of in shambles, y'all. We was one of the worst teams against the run. One of the worst we were the worst team against third downs defensively. So, defensive line, hopefully we can find somebody out of this besides Jonathan Allen that just emerges as just a steal. We signed two D linemen. One of them from the Cowboys. He a trader. He like the dude from the Can You Hear Me Now? He used to work for Verizon. Now he works for, I think, Sprint or one of them, whatever. But none of the D linemen we got in free agency are that great, so I'm not too excited about them. But hopefully they can do something. But I just love getting depth at certain positions because it's gonna create, energy. It's gonna, show us that certain people really want this and they're gonna play their tails off to, make the squad. People with the talent are gonna feed off of that. And this is just only gonna, feed into the winning mentality that the Redskins are trying to create. And I feel like this is a new beginning of a new era in DC, 3-time Super Bowl champs, humble bragging, something light, We just gonna get back to that. And it's funny too, because I've always said that the Redskins are like the creator of chaos. Like they succeed under pressure because I don't know no other team that's won 3 Super Bowls in a 10-year span with 3 completely different quarterbacks. Like, I don't think anybody else has done that. So if it's anybody that can survive under the chaos that we're kind of going through right now, even though it's really not as bad as people are saying it is with no GM right yet or whatever. I mean, we had no GM when we had this draft, and this is one of the best drafts I can remember in Redskins history. So I ain't too worried about it. And like I said, history shows we make, lemons out of lemonade. It's just how we do. We produce under chaos, Can't get diamonds without pressure. And so overall grade for the draft, I wanted it to give this draft A+, so John Brown bad. But to me, A+ means perfection. And that Monte Nicholson pick was just, a little silly and a reach to me. Even though I hope, he gets his stuff together though. But besides him, I love it all. I'm elated. This draft class will prove to be legendary in a few years. People going to look back like how we let them do that. People going to look back like how we let these boys go to the greatest organization in sports history. You know what I'm saying? Humble brag. How we let the 3-time Super Bowl champions get weapons to win even more. Like, how we let them Skins get some straight demons in 2017. These are just straight demons, bro. These are people on tape prove that they can do it. A lot of potential. This class is a straight A. Lean into an A+, but my boy Monte, he got to prove me wrong, man. That's straight up. And as a footnote and a closing remark, or whatever y'all want to call it, I don't have no money to be paying old boy from Pardon Any Interruption to correct my errors and wrong statements. That old Tony Reale head-ass boy. So if I made a few mistakes, then sue me. Shoot me and salute me. I'm going to get one of those stat crunching boys when I get my bands up. For now, just take my word for everything. And in the next Redskins video, I will talk about the Redskins depth chart, what moves need to be made before training camp, and analyze what our schedule is looking like. And I want to give us a realistic answer for how many games we're going to win. But these are all coming in later videos. So thank you for tuning in. If you made it this long in the video, shouts out to you. Thank you for supporting me. You got some serious patience because I feel like I be rambling. But I know my stuff. Y'all can just give me some time to explain it. I know my stuff. I'll be watching this film. Appreciate y'all.